All right, well, you may have been able to tell from the new intro graphic, there's no metal detecting in today's video.
But there's adventure.
It's supposed to be over 100 degrees today, and at least in the 90s all week, which is just too hot for what it is we do, hiking up into the mountains and swinging a metal detector all day. So today we've got fishing poles. We're still in the middle of nowhere. We did do a little bit of hiking to get up into this mountain stream. We're gonna try to catch some fish, and if we're successful, we're gonna cook ourselves a little trout dinner out here. And so we're gonna go get our feet wet and see if there's anything in this stream. Alright, well, we got our first one of the day here. Just a tiny little native brook trout. It's got the red, white, and blue fins. We're gonna let this guy go and try to get something a little bit bigger. What you got there?
Just a little guy. You don't look too tasty, friend.
Another little brookie.
Ah!
There are brown trout in here as well. Never caught a rainbow trout in here. My father always said that for whatever reason, rainbows don't come up this little stream. And so far, he's right. I'm gonna keep going. All right, we got the first keeper of the day. Another beautiful brook trout. You can see how dark it is. It's got beautiful spots. And I was brought up to always ethically end their life as soon as we catch them if we're going to keep them and eat them. And I'll save you from that detail, but that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to throw them in my bag. I grew up fishing these real rocky bottom streams, and you get hung up a lot. Your sinker goes underneath rocks, and sometimes when you've got a real nice hole like this, you can see where Eddie is. He's hung up pretty good. You don't want to walk through it and screw it up for yourself, so you just got to bust off, tie on a new hook, and we make sure we bring a lot of hooks. two.
Another good size.
We got number two. Beautiful fish. All right, it is starting to get real hot out here, and I'm afraid my fish are going to start falling apart from the heat. So a little trick that I do is I grab some of these big ferns here, and I'll pick up a few of these, and I'll get them real wet. They'll hold moisture pretty good, and I'll put them in my creel with my fish to hopefully keep them nice and cool. Every once in a while, since the wicker is porous, I'll just dip it in the water and it'll get re-wet again. Hopefully that'll keep the fish cool. Now these little streams will have these little holes, little pockets all the way up. But as I've mentioned in many of my videos, when it really rains, this river will come way up and the rocks will move and things will shuffle around, and every once in a while we get a nice big hole like this. See that? That can hold much bigger fish, and we're going to see if that's true today. Look at that guy. That's a big, beautiful brown trout. Now these get much larger, but this is a good eating size. You look at the beautiful spots. Clearly different from the brook trout. It's a beautiful fish. All right, well, we're coming to the end of the day here, and I'm gonna gut these fish. So if you're squeamish, you may want to fast forward ahead. I'm gonna take out my ferns here. Here's the fish that Eddie and I caught today. And cleaning a trout is very, very easy. What I'm gonna do is insert my very sharp knife into its area down here, and I'm going to cut right up its belly. All the way up, out its mouth, and down its jaw here. Now it's opened up, I can just grab the entrails down the back, stick my thumb up here, and it all comes out. And as you can see, it's got some black all the way down its spine, which we can just get rid of with our thumb. We pull out the gills. It's nice and clean, nice and empty. And I was brought up to bring them home with the heads on for the cats, but Eddie and I are going to eat them out here in the woods, so we're going to remove the heads now. We're also going to remove these front fins, and it'll be ready for the pan. And there it is. Beautiful. All right. All right, I'm going to clean the rest of these. We're going to get a fire going. So we've got the pan on the fire and we're letting it come up to temperature, and right now it's just way too hot, so we have to let these sticks burn down a little bit. So we've got some coals, and then we're gonna throw some fat in the pan, veggies, and then we'll get the fish cooking. While we're at it, we've got some green onions. Can't go wrong with
Second rule.
a little garlic. Seems like we're cooling off here a little bit. All right, we're gonna throw in the trout. First we have this big, beautiful brown trout. We're just gonna throw them right in.
Don't know if it'd be complete without some lemon peppers.
All right, first bite. I have the brown here. It's actually really, really good. But,
Baby. That is really good. I bet I had a big clove of garlic in there with it.
yeah.
Mmm.
You don't have to scale trout. The skin either comes right off or you can eat it. It's great. A piece of garlic. There's a crow behind us. I think it wants some.
Get in line.
What do you think? Should we leave him some? Hey, buddy. It is really squawking at us. Generally, the bigger the fish, the more gamey and, like muddy it tastes. But even this big brown tastes great. There's none of that. Garlic, onions. Watch this. Fall off the bone. Beautiful. Look at that big piece of native brown trout. All right, well, I can't think of a better way to beat the heat on a 100-degree day than standing in a river in the middle of nowhere. It wasn't even that hot today, really. I mean,
Not really, not for where we were.
where we were. Now I'm sweating,
Yeah.
standing over a hot fire. But it's a day well spent. Next week we'll get back to metal detecting. Hopefully the heat wave will be over, and we'll leave some for the crow. So we're gonna, throughout the year, we may do things other than metal detecting every once in a while. You'll know when you see the beginning graphic, instead of metal detecting, it'll say adventures, and you can expect something slightly different than normal. As the year progresses, who knows what could happen. So thanks for watching, if you enjoyed this, and see you next time.